Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dives, where we, dive deep into fascinating topics. Today, we're going to be talking about the seven mighty Elohim and this thing called the sevenfold flame.
And the really interesting thing about this is it's not just like spiritual theory. This is about tapping into some pretty huge power, like the kind that can change not just your own life, but, the whole world.
Okay, now that's a deep dive if I've ever heard one. So the source material for this is Saint Germain Press, hashtag 14 IAM Discourses. And it says, these Elohim are even more powerful than the great divine director.
Right.
So who are these Elohim exactly? Like, what makes them such a big deal?
So think of them as like the architects of the universe, the ultimate builders, right? They're the ones who created and are still overseeing everything, making sure it all runs smoothly, the forces of nature, the elements, like everything you can think of.
Wow, that's incredible. So they're like the ultimate power couple, but times seven?
Yeah, exactly.
But here's what's really blowing my mind. This source material says we all have this sevenfold flame inside us, and it's connected to their power. What does that even mean, like, practically speaking? What can we do with that?
Well, it seems like this flame is how we can connect to what they call sacred fire love. It's like the Elohim's infinite energy. And when we tap into that, we get access to their power to heal, to protect ourselves, and even, get this, to control the forces of nature.
Wait, hold on. You're saying we could, like, control the weather with this flame? That sounds like something straight out of a superhero movie.
That's what the source material is saying. There are all these stories about people who use this power to do things that seem totally impossible, like curing diseases doctors couldn't even touch, protecting themselves from all sorts of negativity, even like suddenly becoming financially abundant.
Okay, you've got my attention. But how do we actually tap into this sevenfold flame? Is there, like, a special secret handshake or something?
Haha. Not quite. It's more about, well, it's less about some specific ritual and more about cultivating the right mindset. The source material says the key is love and gratitude, like really acknowledging our mighty I am presence, that divine spark we all have, and visualizing this flame in our hearts growing until it connects with the sevenfold flame up here in our foreheads.
So it's like igniting the flame within.
Exactly.
Got it. But then what? Like, how do we use this power once we've got it going?
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. It seems like the purer our thoughts and feelings and actions are, the more strongly the Elohim's love can flow through us.
Purity, though, that's a pretty loaded word, right? What does that actually mean in a practical sense?
That's a great question. And honestly, that's something we're going to be diving into a lot deeper as we go through this deep dive.
Awesome. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It is a lot to think about, but that's what makes this deep dive so exciting. We're like opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
Totally. It's like we've always had these amazing powers, but we just didn't know how to turn them on. And the source material is full of stories of people actually doing these incredible things. Like, they're healing themselves, they're protecting themselves, they're even like manifesting abundance. It's not just some kind of fantasy.
Yeah, and that's what I find so fascinating about it. There are all these real-life examples of people actually calling on the Elohim and getting, like, tangible results. Like, there's this one story about a woman who was able to heal herself from a chronic illness that doctors had basically given up on.
Wow, that's incredible. But how do we know which Elohim to call on in a specific situation? Like, is there some kind of cosmic directory or something?
It's not quite that straightforward, haha. It's more about tapping into your intuition. The source material suggests starting by acknowledging your mighty I am presence, that divine spark inside each of us, and just asking for guidance. Then focus on the specific qualities you need in that moment and visualize the Elohim whose energy matches that.
So, like, if I'm feeling super stressed about a presentation, I might call on the Elohim of peace to help me feel calmer.
Exactly. Or if you're stuck creatively, having a writer's block or something, you might call on the Elohim of illumination to help you get those creative juices flowing.
Okay, I see. And what about for more practical things? Like, say you're having money problems. Is there an Elohim for that?
The source material talks about the Elohim of abundance. It says to visualize their golden light coming into your life and bringing opportunities for prosperity.
So it's kind of like aligning your energy with what you want to create, like the law of attraction.
Yeah, exactly. It's about understanding that we're not separate from this divine power, but like deeply connected to it. And by working with the Elohim, we can tap into that unlimited potential.
That's really empowering. It's like we're being given the keys to the kingdom, but we have to choose to use them.
Right. The Elohim are offering their guidance and support, but it's up to us to decide if we want to step into that power.
So what are some practical things we can do to start bringing these teachings into our lives? It feels like a big jump from just reading about it to actually putting it into practice.
Well, the source material really emphasizes the importance of daily practice. It suggests starting each day by acknowledging your mighty I am presence and feeling grateful for its love and guidance.
So it's like setting the tone for the day, aligning yourself with those higher vibrations right from the start.
Exactly. And as you go through your day, you can use the techniques we've been talking about. Visualizing the sevenfold flame, calling on the Elohim and commanding their sacred fire to flow through you.
Yeah, it's like weaving these practices into your everyday life, not just something you do on the weekend or whatever.
That's it. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. The source material says the Elohim are always with us, just waiting for us to acknowledge them and ask for their help.
So it's like we're building a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual world. And the more we use it, the stronger it gets.
I like that. That's a great way to put it. And as that bridge gets stronger, we can expect to see more and more of the Elohim's power showing up in our lives.
This is seriously making me rethink what's possible. But I'm still kind of struggling with this whole purity thing. It feels like a really high standard to live up to, especially these days.
I get it. It's not about being perfect. The source material talks about purity as process, a constant refining of our thoughts and feelings and actions.
So it's about progress, not perfection. But how do we know if we're actually moving in the right direction? Are there any signs we can look for?
Well, the source material says that as we purify ourselves, we start to become more aware of the Elohim's presence. You might experience a deeper sense of peace, more joy, more clarity, or maybe just a feeling of being guided and protected.
So it's not just about what we do, but also about how we feel. Like if I'm feeling more loving and compassionate, that's a good indicator.
Exactly. It's about aligning ourselves with the qualities of the Elohim, and that will naturally show up in how we feel inside.
This is all so fascinating, but I have to be honest. There's still a part of me that's a bit skeptical. Like, how can we really know if this is real and not just, wishful thinking?
It's good to be skeptical. The source material encourages us to approach these teachings with an open mind, but also a discerning heart. It says we should try out these principles for ourselves and see what happens.
So it's not about blindly believing, but about having our own experience.
Yeah, like they say, the proof is in the pudding. And the source material is full of stories from people who have put these teachings into practice and experienced amazing transformations in their lives.
That's definitely encouraging. It's like we're being invited to go on this big adventure to see what's possible when we tap into this hidden power.
It's an invitation to step into our full potential, to become co-creators with the divine. And who knows what incredible things we might discover along the way.
This is seriously mind-blowing, and I'm really excited to learn more about each of the Elohim and their unique qualities.
Me too. There's so much more to explore. Each Elohim has specific virtues and powers that we can call on to help us navigate the challenges and opportunities of life.
Okay, listeners, get ready, because we're about to go even deeper into the world of the seven mighty Elohim. We're going to explore their individual powers and how we can connect with their unique energies. All right, so we're back and ready to dive deeper into this cosmic support team, the seven mighty Elohim. I'm really curious to learn more about each one individually, their specific powers and all that.
Yeah, it's like having our own personal Justice League of divine energy, right? So let's start with Elohim Hercules. He's all about strength, power, that unstoppable force. His blue flame is like a supercharge for all those positive, constructive qualities within us.
Hercules, like from the Greek myths. So if I'm facing a challenge that just seems impossible to overcome, I can call on him for some extra help.
That's the idea. The source material suggests his energy can help us break through those obstacles, find courage and resilience, and just achieve things we maybe thought were beyond us.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. What about Elohim Cassiopeia? What's her specialty?
Think harmony and beauty. Elohim Cassiopeia is all about the energy of music, rhythm, balance. She helps us find our center, align with our true purpose, and just create a more harmonious flow in our lives.
So like if I'm feeling scattered and overwhelmed, like my life is totally out of whack, she's the one to call on.
Exactly. Her energy can bring everything back into order, help us find our rhythm, and just create a sense of peace and alignment.
That sounds pretty amazing. Now, Elohim Orion, he's always seemed kind of mysterious to me. What's his deal?
Elohim Orion is all about vision and illumination. His energy helps us see things clearly, both within ourselves and in the world around us. He's like a cosmic GPS guiding us toward our highest potential.
So if I'm feeling lost, like I don't know what direction to take in life, I can call on him for some clarity.
Exactly. Elohim Orion can help us see the path ahead, open our minds to new possibilities, and reveal the steps we need to take to make those dreams a reality.
This is so fascinating. It's like each Elohim has this unique gift to offer, a specific way of supporting us on our journey.
That's a great way to put it. It's like they're specialized mentors, each with their own area of expertise. And the more we connect with them, the more we unlock our own inner potential.
Okay, but how do we know which Elohim to call on in a given moment? Like, it seems like there could be some overlap, right?
The source material suggests really tuning into your intuition. Start by acknowledging your mighty I am presence, that divine spark within, and ask for guidance. Then just pay attention to which Elohim feels most resonant in that moment. Trust your gut.
So it's about developing that inner connection and learning to trust our own inner guidance.
Exactly. It's a journey of discovery, deepening our relationship with the Elohim and with ourselves. And as we do that, we become more and more skilled at sensing which energy we need to call on in any given situation.
This has been such an incredible deep dive. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface, but it's already opened up so many possibilities.
It really is mind expanding, isn't it? And the best part is, this is just the beginning. There's a lifetime of exploration ahead as we deepen our connection with the Elohim and unleash that infinite power within us.
Well, I'm definitely feeling inspired to put these teachings into practice, and I hope our listeners are feeling that too.
Remember, you have direct access to this incredible cosmic power. The sevenfold flame is within you, just waiting to be ignited. Call upon the seven mighty Elohim and watch your life transform.
That's a powerful message to end on. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of the Elohim.
It's been a pleasure sharing these teachings with you.
And to all our listeners, remember to check back daily for a new episode. If you're ready to dive even deeper into these concepts, visit www.ultimatemasters.org coaching or WhatsApp +256 771 324 119. And hey, don't forget to share this with others who might benefit from it. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep shining bright.